In Money Matters, the local bourse has returned more than 2% today, with the rand weakening another 1% as investors digest a gloomier global economic outlook and the prospect of tougher lending conditions. Let's get more. We're joined by Lesedi Mabuza, Sentio Capital equity analyst, to talk through the latest market moves at midday trade. Thank you very much and a happy Friday to you. Is the sentiment reflected on the markets?
Afternoon, happy Friday. Just to comment on the markets, we're seeing on the JSE today that a lot of the stocks are closing in the red, and this is a spillage on from yesterday in the US stocks, where you saw a lot of those US stocks deep in the red. I mean, even the Nasdaq closed down about 5% yesterday, which is the biggest drawdown that you saw since 2020. But in terms of news, current news that's driving this, there isn't much. But as you've said, currently the market is worried about global growth. They are worried about global growth slowing. And with persistent inflation, you are seeing a lot of global countries aggressively hiking interest rates. And with this aggressive hiking, you are seeing that the market is worried that you are going to end up in a recession, which isn't obviously good for the markets. I mean, you have the J All share down about 2%. You have the top 40 also down 2%. Just the global sentiment isn't really good. You are seeing really risk-off action today.
What about the commodities front? Gold heads for weekly losses, while oil dismisses worries about global growth as it rises for a third day. Help us make sense of this move.
Oil is currently bucking the trend. I mean, you would assume if that the world is worried about growth slowing and us going into a recession, you would think oil would also follow suit and be down. But the reason for oil being up today about 2% is from what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. You are seeing the likes of Germany, which are following suit in reducing their reliance on Russian oil, which obviously with the current sanctions and the embargoes on Russian oil, it does reduce the overall oil that's currently in circulation, which does put an impact on supply when you do have picking up demand levels currently. So it is bucking the trend. On gold, you are seeing gold up or down up slightly today, but for the week it is going to end up down. In terms of a trend, you are seeing it down for the past 3 weeks. And the reason for this is that gold is not actually quite attractive to investors when interest rates are rising. And you'd much rather be in a stronger dollar than in oil, which is why you are seeing gold go the other way, even though it is risk off.
Let's take a look at company news. The technology company founded by Andile Ngaba Inc. is acquiring technology provider Cerex. Talk us through this partnership and what it means for the company's service offering.
So to provide some info on the company Cerex, it is a technology solutions company, and what they do in general is that they do provide hyper-converged cloud solutions, which is basically moving more of your IT systems on the virtual clouds, relying more off your physical hardwares and storage units. And the company also has network services licenses with the likes of ICASA and is a checkpoint partner for Microsoft. But the rationale behind the partnership is that the Andile Ngaba did mention that the plan behind this is to increase exposure in South Africa, increase their footprint, and also gain more skills and just generally increase exposure and grow the company in general. So I do think it is a good acquisition. They haven't given how much the acquisition is going to be. This is mainly reliant on the Competition Commission approval.
So if you're a Gucci fan or a cryptocurrency fan, then this is for you, because the high-end retail company is now beginning to accept crypto payments in the US at least. Is this something that we're likely to see universally moving forward?
Yes, I would agree. Being a crypto holder myself, what's been happening is that you do have this younger cohort, or younger generation, that is more in favor and more accepting of crypto. And on the other hand, you have an older generation which is quite skeptical at the moment of crypto. But unfortunately, reality is that in the future, you are going to have to be dealing with the younger generation. They are going to be the generation that is going to be running the economy. And if they are open to the likes of crypto and they are investing most or some of their wealth in crypto, more companies are going to need to open crypto payments in order to unlock those potential clients and in order to access their wealth. I mean, you can't shut yourself off as a company entirely if that is the future consumer. So it is positive news, and they are going to start taking payments, I think, from May.
It doesn't have to be unfortunate, this exchange between the younger generation and the older generation, like you mentioned. The future calls for it. Maybe in a different day, perhaps we could call you back to talk us through this world of cryptocurrency. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Sentio Capital Equity Analyst, Lesedi Mabuza.